The Evermore podcast is now sponsored by WFST Total Compliance. WFST provides fire safety requirements UK-wide to prepare you and your employees should the worst happen. Do what you do best and visit wfst.co.uk today. Enjoy the episode. Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to the Evermore YouTube channel. It's Chris back with you with a post-match reaction. And I can already see from the comments, apologies, you've all been in the chat room before we've even come on. You are all as fucking sick at that result as I am. Liverpool have somehow managed to come to St James's Park and steal a 2-1 victory away from Newcastle United, who were all over these wanks from minute one of the first half, really. We're going to unpack this in a minute. I've got loads of you in the chat already. If you are new to the channel, please consider subscribing as well. We'd love it to come and join us. We're over 5,000 subscribers now, so loads of room for you guys. If you just check us out for the first time, got loads of content just like post-match reactions. They're normally a lot more cheery than this one, but let's get right into it. So how did we line up today? I think most of you will know this by now. We were unchanged. Liverpool obviously had a debut for Endo, and they had McAllister coming back from suspension as well. So a lot of people are saying we were favourites going into this game. As Newcastle fans and as Newcastle fans of a long time, we never really think that. But you were right to kind of think that. We were all over them from the jump, really. This game really was split into, I suppose, into three different halves, if you will. The first half of the first half, so to speak. We hit them right from the off, intensity, aggression, everything. We were in their face. Gordon looked lively as fuck. He was into Alexander-Arnold. They had a little bit of a tete-a-tete. Alexander-Arnold falls over and throws the ball in the wobbler, and the ref books them. And I think to myself, oh, right, okay, the ref's actually up for this game. Refs have been under scrutiny a lot recently, certainly after Mike Dean, the wank, doing what he's done. There's a video coming out as well, guys, so keep tuned to the channel for that. So he throws the ball, gets a yellow card, and you think, right, okay, the ref's here to play. He's not taking any shit. Okay, here we go. About 5 minutes after that, there's a shoulder charge between Gordon and Trent Alexander-Arnold. Alexander-Arnold fouls him, and the ref bottles it, completely fucking bottles it right from the off of the game. And you think to yourself, oh, here we go. Same old shit. Referee bottling a big decision yet again. Doesn't send Trent off, which really fucking pisses me off, and everybody else off as well in the crowd, watching at home, watching around the world. But then after that, Anthony Gordon peels through. Trent shit himself. He knows he can't tackle him. Gordon is having him on toast all day long. Goes through, beautiful finish under Alisson, who's one of the best keepers in the world. We're 1-0 up. You think that's it. We're cruise control. We're all over them. We're battering them. We're pressing them. They can't get out their own half. They're shitting themselves. Then Dick Van Dijk decides to loaf Alexander Isak, and I cannot believe what I heard. I was watching on Sky, of all fucking things. The Liverpool FC channel might as well have been with Kelly Dalglish and Carragher in the studio. So Isak comes through. Van Dijk stamps on one foot, loafs the other leg. Red card all day long. A referee, to be fair to him, knew he couldn't bottle this, knew he couldn't go hiding. So he sends old Dick Van Dijk off. And then he doesn't leave the pitch for how long? I mean, I hope there's some retribution, and some punishment to old Virgil van Dijk for that. Because that was a disgrace the way he handled himself leaving that park or not leaving that park. So eventually he goes off, we're 1-0 up. And almost after that moment, we just decided to stop, put my foot on the gas. We let Liverpool back into this game, and I really don't understand why. I mean, we were all over them. They couldn't breathe for Newcastle United, buzzing around them like wasps at a picnic. And all of a sudden, something happening amongst the players where they just eased off the gas, and I don't get that. I really don't. We're not one of them channels that just say everything's awesome and fluffy and all that shit. If something's shit, we'll say it's shit. And today, I'm sorry, for a large portion of the game, it was shit. It really was. We should have battered these lot. We should have smashed these lot. Yes, I know Miggy has hit the bar and he's hit the post in the game, but for most of the game, he had his fucking slippers on. His decision making was awful. I thought he was lucky to be in the starting lineup in the first place, to be honest with you. But then Barnes come on, a lot of his decision making isn't very good either. So, second half kind of kicked off. And again, I know you've got loads of comments, guys. I'm going to get to these in a second. So bear with us. I'm just going to have my say and we'll look at some comments. But you get into the second half, Tonali looks like he's everywhere. He's buzzing around. Gordon's running Alexander on every chance he's got. And I'm thinking, I'm shouting, get this prick sent off. Get him sent off. You got him on toast. He's jinking in. He's jinking out. And you're thinking, right, we're going to get him. But again, out of nowhere, foot off the gas. But let Liverpool get back into the game. They start having some chances. Unbelievable block by Sven Botman on Mo Salah to stop him getting through. And then they make the change, Liverpool. And they bring on Darwin Núñez, who ain't all that. I'm sorry, right? He's rapid and all that. But for some reason, when he comes to play against Newcastle United at St James's Park, he turns into fucking R9 or something. What is it about this player that our lads cannot handle? I mean, the first goal he scores, Botman's had an awesome game, right? I don't want to dig the Rolls Royce out too much. Even they stall some days. But, he's all over the place. I don't know what's gone on there. The ball hits off him. He's got time to swing a leg, but he can't quite get himself right. Núñez is through, crisp finish, under poke, ones each. I can't believe these pricks are back in the game. I can't believe it. Then we've got chances at 1-1 to kill the game, to get to do them, and we still don't take the chances. And then out of nowhere, I mean, obviously Botman gets an injury, which is a massive, massive problem. I'm sure you guys will be talking about in the comments as well in a minute. But Botman gets an injury, hobbles off. So Matty Target comes on, and Burn then slips to left back. And the second goal, the killer goal, guys, the killer goal is, I know we love Dan Burn, right? He's from Blythe, Fortnite dancing and all that stuff, right? But that goal showed the world and exposed Dan Burn's lack of pace and lack of awareness as a top-level centre-half in that one moment. I know Núñez is rapid, right? But what was he doing? He's stepping up to play. Go and challenge the guy. What are you doing, Burn? He runs straight through like he's going for a fucking Sunday morning jog, and he puts it in the back of the net. Honestly, 2-1. How on earth have we lost this game? I'm going to get some of your comments now. You've all been there early doors. George was in early doors. Yeah, we deserved that. Wasteful, dreadful, utterly pathetic. Who had 10 men look like us? 100%, George. I totally agree with that, mate. Another one here from Ian, taking 3 players off when we're in control. I don't get that. He took off Tonali. He took off Gordon. We lost something when Gordon went off. Ian, 100%. Gordon was the bright spark in that game. Man of the match for me by a country mile. Isak didn't have one of his better games, but Wilson, when he came on, again, looked wasteful. I don't get why we made those 3 changes. If we were winning 2-1, I'd understand. But I don't know what Howe was hoping to get. I know that the front 3 had kind of stopped a little bit in terms of what they were doing, but he left Miggy on. I'd have left Gordon on and moved them over to the right. Personally, that was just my personal opinion on that situation. Yeah, Sophia's with you as well, mate. Awful substitutions as well. Do you know what, Sophia? I'm stunned as well. I'm going to show this to you guys just before I try and get into these many comments we've got. Thank you so much for all that, right? Here's the stats of today's game, right? I cannot get my head around how Newcastle United have lost this game. Look at the stats. Look at the stats in that game there, right? 23 shots to Liverpool's 9. 8 on target to their 4. So technically they've got a better shooting ratio than we have. 60% possession to 40%. Now, this is the bit that pisses me off the most about the footballing world, especially Sky Sports. Rancid, reeking of Liverpool fans and Manchester United fans, that organisation, 100%. If we had done that at Liverpool or Manchester City, they'd have been on there slagging us off to high heavens. And as it stands now, they're praising Liverpool's guts and determination to get back in the game. Get fucked. Going back to Sky Sports, by the way, Jamie Carragher, what game was he watching? They should stop serving cocaine at half time for him to hoover up in his beak, because how the hell he thought that Dick Van Dijk shouldn't have got a red card for halving Alexander Isak is beyond me. Absolutely beyond me. He was only saying that at the time because he was pissed off that his team was getting battered by Newcastle. Now we're letting him back in the game. He's probably changed his tune, to be honest with you. So absolutely shocking. It really, really was. Again, yeah, Sophia's banging about Miggy. He's not good enough. So many wasteful chances, and he doesn't think. He doesn't, he has that moment when he goes speeding up the park and you think to yourself, oh my God, like, what is he doing? And he curls that one and hits the post, and you think, fucking hell. Like, Miggy's capable of that now and again, but not consistently enough to be a top player. And I think that's the problem that we have here, is that we're relying on players to have 1 or 2 moments in games rather than 5 or 6 moments in games. That's the difference between us and top sides. We're not a top side. We're not a top side yet, right? We finished 4th last season. We're a really good side. We're enjoyable to watch. But there's moments in games where we're very naive, and the fact that we almost, what's the word? We've got there too soon is probably the right word. Okay, we're almost a new kid on the block. We don't see these games out well enough. We saw it against City as well, with Wilson not taking that chance and everything else as well. But then you look at it today, and Liverpool was shit, right? Make no mistakes about it. Liverpool were shit. They were not good. Any Liverpool fan coming in the comments tonight and tells me you were good, you're absolutely deluding yourself. Any of you Liverpool fans doing podcasts that think you were good, you're deluding yourself. These were shit. These were absolutely fucking dreadful. The only reason that you got back into that game and won that game is because Newcastle couldn't finish their dinner. That's the only reason that you're leaving St James's Park with 3 points tonight. Absolutely. Just trying to fly through your comments here, guys. There's loads of them. Graham saying, yeah, got football in lesson 1-0 down. You're always in the game. So when chances come, you got to take them. We created nothing for Isak. Yeah, definitely. We didn't take advantage of the red card. 100%, Graham. We didn't take advantage of the red card whatsoever. We stepped off instead of stepped up, and I think this is a real learning curve for Eddie Howe and the players. Listen, we've got Champions League coming up soon, right? You play like that against Champions League teams, against Real Madrid, against Bayern Munich, against Barcelona's, right? They can be stinking for the entire game. If you let them back in the game like that, you could lose a game 5-1. We'll get annihilated in that group in the Champions League. If we play as naive as that against teams in the Champions League, this is a fucking wake-up call for Newcastle United and for Eddie Howe. We cannot take our foot off the gas in games like that when we're on top. We need to go for the jugular, go for the throat, and be clinical with the finishes. And if you're picking players who aren't clinical with the finishes, Eddie, don't pick them. Simple as that. Pick players who are clinical. So let's have a look at some of these other comments here. Yeah, I agree with you, Mark. Yeah, we don't have the depth. We still have players in the Bruce era. I kind of get that. I mean, Eddie has improved them, mate. He's massively improved them. So I think we've got to give him that respect there. But I mean, Biggie had the season of his life last season, right? If you look at other players, again, there shouldn't be room for sentiment in this journey, right? Dan Burn, we love him. He's been great, right? We've just bought Lewis Hall. Lewis Hall is an upgrade on Dan Burn, right? I know this might sound totally stupid and hysterical, right? But if Lewis Hall is playing today, I think he tackles Darwin Núñez because he's got the pace. I think he gets a challenge into Núñez for at least one of those chances. We might not lose that game today. That's how much I rate Lewis Hall and the pace that he's got at the back. We've got a massive lack of pace at the back. Massive lack of pace. Trips ain't the quickest, Shaw ain't the quickest. Botman is quick thinking, but he's not massively quick on the deck. Burn is slower than me. So that's a big issue for us. Get Lewis Hall in that back four, get some pace there because we are susceptible to pace. And Núñez showed that tonight. Liverpool did nothing but him having them 2 chances. And basically, the 2 of them were our mistakes, really. Not closing down and not getting a position right. 100% William. I'm seething as well, mate. Absolutely. What really annoys me the most about this, again, is this, Vincent. You're totally right. That shithouse and his big solar panel piano key teeth grinning like a Cheshire cat on the sideline, like he's done some kind of magical managerial exercise. And people like Sky, Talksport, they'll all be, reaching down to give him a little stroke to tell him how wonderful he is, right? They were shit the whole game. Newcastle got Liverpool that win by not being clinical enough. And that is the reason that they've won that game. Nothing to do with Liverpool playing very good at all, to be honest with you. Another comment there from Jan. All I can say, yeah, wake up, Eddie, for a few individuals. I just said that earlier, mate. As I say, I'm kind of behind on the comments a little bit here. We got the youngsters come in and use them, slow at the back, 100%, mate. I do agree. I think that is one of the worst games I've seen under Howe as well, Mark. I put up there with that Leicester game where we got pumped as well. Yeah, good shout, Sophia. There will be a bit of hyperbole now saying, oh, is it the second season syndrome from Newcastle that they're going to struggle? Champions League as well. Da, 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 da. So, yeah, we really need to step it up. I agree with that, actually, Ian. Where is Louis Miley? Louis Miley can use the ball so well. His ball retention, certainly for a 17-year-old, is incredible. But even in amongst that midfield, his ball retention, there was times where Bruno made the wrong decision as well, and he kind of made a mistake. I thought Tonali was really good today as well. I don't remember him losing the ball too much. I think Joe Linton was making some great chances, look back to his best as opposed to the City game. But where is Louis Miley? Louis Miley, out of him and Anderson can try and sniff you out a goal, sniff you out a chance. Whereas Louis Miley can kill the game, slow it down, give me the ball, pass it, give me the ball, soak it up. That's the kind of footballer you need in the park against 10 men I agree with you, mate. Where was he? It's a really good shout. That's a kind of a question I'd like Eddie Howe to answer, really. To be honest with you, I'm gutted for Sven as well, Vincent. I hope he's not injured. I hope it's not a bad injury. We need him back. He is so vital to this team. We massively need Sven Botman in this lineup. If he's injured for a period of time, I say go out and sign a centre half. You know, the window's closing. FFP be fucking damned. You know, we've watched all these Amazon documentaries of them telling us how great they are at business and all that, right? But you know what? Go buy a quality centre half. Go to Benfica and go buy Antonio Silva and get him in to play in the back four while Botman's injured and bring him back. Because if you stick Dan Burn in against teams with pace, he's going to get absolutely annihilated. I'm sorry, but he will. It ain't 1996 anymore, and Burn is susceptible to pace. I actually thought he did okay at left back today. I was praising him in our chat, saying, "Oh, Burns done all right." Maybe, you know, loose hold the crowd is kind of worried him a little bit. But the minute he went to centre half, he looked completely lost. He looked completely lost. I know he was against a guy with pace, but Jesus H Christ, honestly, I just don't understand how it went so wrong. So I think if Botman is injured, you're gonna have to go dig your hand in your pockets, PIF, and go buy a proper quality centre half like Silva. Get him in the team, and then just deal your FFP in 2 or 3 years' time when you're going to have to pay the piper. If you get back to the Champions League and get another 50 million quid in the bottom line, then who cares? You know, you've done the job. You've done the job there. But yeah, we've got Nick C in the comments as well, fuming. He could not tell Liverpool had 10 players and we were playing at home. I totally agree. It was almost a throwback to a horrible time of being a Newcastle fan that sadly I've been for a long time, and you guys have all experienced this for a long time, where we have moments in games where we almost go ahead and everyone's shocked that we are ahead, and you say, well, go on, you press it, you know, go to the next level. But there is no next level. That was the best that Newcastle could be. And then these teams come back into it and then they end up winning. And you feel sick, physically sick after the game because you haven't done enough to win the game. And that's exactly what's happened tonight. But the daft thing was, we're not that Newcastle anymore. We're supposed to have left all that behind us. We've transcended into this other team. But you know, Villa aside, right? We blew Villa out of the water. We were sensational against Aston Villa, right? But against City and now against Liverpool, right? I'm sorry, but as fans, we have a right to criticise how the lads have played, how Eddie Howe has set the team up, the decision making in the lineup. We have got a right to ask those questions as fans, because against City, I know it was City. I came on and said that. I'm not going to overact because it was City, but City went very good. City were way below par. I watched them against Sheffield United today, and they were lucky to get the win in that. They were below par again. I think City are feeling a little bit of fatigue, but they've still got 3 wins out of 3 wins. But we were naive against City, and we lost that game, and we were certainly naive tonight, and we've lost this game as well. So I just don't understand how this has happened, especially after all of those stats I've just showed you. You're right, Les. I can't watch, guys, but I wouldn't bother if I was you, because it's just a complete Liverpool loving, so you'll just be sick in your mouth. So don't bother. Yeah, I'm with you, Mr. Reactions. I'm pissed off as well. No comment there from Randall. Fucking goat teeth. Yeah, absolutely, mate. Yeah, absolutely hate that bloke. I hate that bloke. I think it's actually a great top, Vincent. Maybe just because the mood is dark, it looks darker, mate, to be honest with you. What's this here? You just smacked your little bro. Is he a Liverpool fan, Lord? You know, maybe that's a little bit harsh. I wouldn't advocate violence on him. You know, it's a little bit strong, mate. A little bit strong. We've got Tune for Life in the house. Good to see you, Tune for Life. Yeah, good. We fell for the trap far too slow in the second half. We didn't go for the second goal to kill him off. Really disappointed on the second half. Well said, mate. Very eloquently put, with no F's or Jeffs like me. So if any of you churchgoers are watching who don't like the rants, go lock your children away, get a Bible out, flick to a passage and get a cross or whatnot, because I'm fucking annoyed tonight, so I am going to swear. But you're right, Tune for Life. I think we totally fell for a trap. Naive, I would say, from the team and from Eddie and those tactics, man. Yeah, we've got, is that Antagonizing Bastard? I love that name, mate. Brilliant. I'm devastated. I feel like put my foot through the TV when I see Klopp. I can't watch him. I cannot watch him. I really, really couldn't, honestly. It just drives me mad. You're right, Sophia. Had to be them. I hate that team. I hate that team. I hate that manager, honestly. I never used to hate Liverpool as a team, but I fucking hate Liverpool. They're so shit as well at the moment. They're miles away from Manchester City. They're miles away. And they still think they're mint as well. You know, I hope Salah fucks off and goes to Saudi Arabia just to watch that big turkey teeth bastard cries. He's putting a sugar cube in his gob. I can't stand the bloke. Drives me mad. I will not watch any of his interviews because it'll just set me off. It really will. I'll have rants for days. If I do that, I really would. Got a comment there from Kenneth Stark, love Eddie, but he got it wrong with the substitutes. 100%, couldn't agree more. But that's the way it goes. I'm good. You're right. Yeah, we're not going to turn on Eddie Howe as a fan base because he's got so much credit in the bank. But that was naive today. Too many subs at one time when we're only 1-0 up. I think not good. Not good. Yeah, you're right, George. I'm going to stop talking about them because they are wankers, mate. I'm going to leave it there with them idiots. Got Kent in the comments saying Eddie should have played Gordon, Isak, and Barnes. 100%. That was my lineup that I put in the chat group as well. I put it on Twitter, or X as it's called now. I still can never get over that. I'd have played that as well. I'd have played Gordon on the right hand side, Barnes on the left, and Isak in the middle, and it could have interchanged. Gordon and Barnes could have interchanged and had Alexander Arnold's life even more than Gordon had in the first half. I think playing Miggy was not good. If Miggy starts against Brighton, I'll be absolutely sick. I really will. It's time to take Miggy out the firing line, Eddie. It's time to drop him, mate. So someone's tooting on there. Someone's annoyed. Maybe a Newcastle fan on the way back from the game. Absolutely devastated at that as well. We've got Malcolm in the comments saying we played for 20 minutes. Yeah, we're brilliant 20 minutes. We're unbelievable. We're electric. And the rest of the time we played like shit and deserved to get beat. Yeah. I think shit is maybe too strong. We just had no kind of lead in the pencil, so to speak, mate. It's probably the best way to say it. All fart and no shite is what we were. We're just knocking the ball around, making some moves, tucking inside, but no crosses coming in, no shots, on target, no final ball with any real thought to it. I don't understand what was going on. I really don't, because we had them on toast. They didn't deserve anything out of that game whatsoever, and it really annoyed me. I agree with you, Sean. Awful. He was out of his depth a little bit there. I don't disagree with that comment. 10-minute home, 1-0 up. Disgrace. Yeah, I think we should have battered him. I think Eddie's got to take a little bit of flack for this. He really has, and he doesn't take a lot of flack, but he has to take a little bit of flack for that, to be honest with you. Also we've got here, we've got Aidan O'Donnell. Our subs were terrible. Couldn't agree more, Aidan. It was really bad, really ill-advised. Someone tell me Gordon off Tonali and keep Bruno on. And we handled in the game today. We should have put it in the first half. Why did we take our foot off the gas as if the game was won? That is a great, great comment, mate. That's exactly what we did. I don't understand how that happened. I really don't understand why we didn't win this game. And Eddie Howe has to explain that. I don't even think he knows. I think him and Tyndall will be looking at each other going, how did we lose that game? And I really hope they give it to the lads in training, because I think the lads need to get a bit of a rocket up their arse for that. And the defence threw it away as well at the end. I don't know if that's fatigue because I don't have a backup back four to the back four, maybe. So maybe if the lads are feeling fatigue, there's nothing we can do about it. We just got to stick with it. One was saying how got a team talk wrong, as it seems. Then the subs, we're not privy to what team talk was, mate, but the subs definitely they can certainly be held to question, as Mark was doing in the comments. Still trying to understand Tonali and Gordon coming off best two players on the park, Mark. So yeah, I'm with you, mate. I don't get how on earth those subs were the right thing to do. Wilson for Isak, kind of understand, because Isak wasn't really in the game, but those two were head and shoulders the best players on the park. Silly substitution. I'd have hooked Bruno off before I'd hooked Tonali off. It's almost like Bruno can't be taken off anymore. I don't know what's going on with that. Maybe after everything that's gone on, Eddie didn't want to do that. Abu was saying, he's got to be honest, we were playing like this. So if we keep playing like this, the Saudi owners don't want to play second. I think that's a bit of a strong one, mate. I don't think he's there yet, but they won't like it. I'm pretty sure they won't like it. Losing a game like that, especially to them lot, really, really won't like it. Eddie shouldn't like it either, because I don't think he likes Jurgen Klopp. I know he was being very magnanimous in the press, but I think he hates the bloke. I really do, and rightly so, because he's a fucking knob, and let's be honest with you, who wouldn't hate Jurgen Klopp? He's an absolute prick. We've got one from Jay Devlin there saying we didn't pass enough second half at all. They were still fresh in the last 20 minutes. They should have been knackered. Yeah, I totally agree with that. The pressing did go down. The intensity went down. This wasn't Eddie Howe's Newcastle United, from what I can see. I just see the comment there from Sophia. That's incredible. Yeah. It just wants to make you throw your stilettos at the TV. I love it. He makes me want to throw up on my shoes, does Jurgen Klopp. I cannot watch anything that he's got to say. I despise the bloke. Wasn't he giving us fan shit the other week for singing a song? He was telling me, shut up, man. What a dick this guy is, honestly. I can't believe people who actually like this bloke. Cindy saying how took off our best players and made it easy for the scumbags. I don't disagree with that, Sydney. And again, as Father Jack is saying, should never take off Tonali and Gordon at 1-0. Daft decision. It was a daft decision. I think Eddie's going to have to answer these decisions. I really, really do. You don't take off your best two players at the same time, lose the game 2-1 and not be held accountable. I'm sorry. I love Eddie Howe. We all love Eddie Howe, but he has to answer those questions. Bobby Robson had to answer the questions before him. Kevin Keegan had to answer questions before him. So Eddie's going to have to answer these questions as well. Vincent saying, people have always said Eddie isn't the best tactically. Maybe they're right. If we can't beat a 10-man Liverpool at home, how far away, again, from the European giants? I said, I'm worried about the Champions League now. I've got to be honest with you. After seeing that, I'm worried about how well equipped we are to deal with Champions League. We'll be doing a live show for the draw. So make sure you tune in for that. If we get a draw with some big hitters, right, and we play like that against Real Madrid or Barca or Bayern or Bayern Munich or Dortmund or someone like that, even a Benfica, I suppose, in a way, but maybe they're the lesser of the lot. But we'll get annihilated by Champions League teams if we play like that. So I'm a bit worried about Champions League now. I'm not sure we are ready with this squad. I've got to be honest with you. Some changes need to be made, 100%. Daniel's saying good until took Tonali off. Totally agree with that. Why he should come off? They look terrible in the midfield. Also, Miggy ruining fluffing his lines twice. Yeah, Miggy will get the headlines, I think, from a lot of fans. Just for being how wasteful that he was, which is mental because two of the best chances in the game, hitting the bar, great save by Alisson, by the way, and then hitting the post. Incredible shots by Miggy, but he doesn't do it enough. The chances that he should have put away, he leans back and he even never went, I don't lean back. At one point when I went flying up to this, I'm looking going, just get your head over the ball, Miggy, and smash it. Like that's schoolboy football. Why is he leaning back and putting it up into the stanchions? I don't understand it. There was a couple of passes as well where we were through on goal 3-on-2. And he made the wrong decision with the pass. So a couple of times for Longstaff the second half, a couple of times in the first half. So Mickey has to get this brain right. If Mickey could get his brain right, he would be one of the best footballers in the league. He has pace, he has an engine on him, he's got iron lungs, but he has moments where he's class, but he has a lot of moments where he's not. And I think today was a real mixed bag of Miggy Almiron. It really was. And personally, I think he needs to go out the side for the Brighton game. But again, let us know, guys. You probably have done. And once I catch up with these comments as well, what we got here. Aidan saying, hold on. Why didn't Bruno trap back like Tonali and we take him off? Yeah, that's true. Got one here from Jay Devon. Burn wouldn't get into the Liverpool squad. It's just a fact. Yeah, he probably wouldn't. But Burn has been class for us, to be honest with you. So I'm not going to do him up too much. But now Hall's in. If Botman is fit, which is pray to God Sven Botman is fit, my God. Imagine going to Champions League or Sven Botman, Jesus Christ. If Botman is fit and Hall is there, Hall goes straight at left back for me. I'm sorry. Goes straight at left back, especially against a team like Brighton with the pace and the way that they play football. They could tear us to pieces. I know Byrne knows a lot about them, but they are a dangerous side. We don't want to have 3 defeats on the spin going into a national break in Champions League. We don't need that. We need another win, and we need one very, very soon. Jody Toon for Life saying, yeah, Bruno lost the ball in dangerous positions again, hence the breakaway. And he has done that a lot, Toon for Life, and that is a worry. That is a real concern. Going back to the point about Louis Miley. Louis Miley, where is he? He can use the ball so well. Surely he can come in and be that player that sits at the base of that 3. So if Bruno was having a shitter, why isn't Louis Miley on the bench to come on and do that? I know he's a young lad, but he's already shown he's not fazed by the level of competition. I would have loved to have seen Louis Miley come in and slow that game down in the midfield. When we were still 1-0 up and they were getting themselves back into the game. So I don't think Liverpool would have known how to handle him. He would have passed it around all of them, to be honest with you. I don't think McAllister had a great game for Liverpool. I felt a bit sorry for Endo in a way because really rough debut to make. But yeah, where is Louis Miley? Get him back into that match day squad, Eddie, in my opinion, because he's going to offer you a lot more coming off the bench than some other people. Thomas saying, I think now Klopp has beaten Eddie. Oh, Jesus, that is a dreadful stat, mate. That's a dreadful stat. Comment from Jens, catastrophic game. We played against 10, played with fear, couldn't string 3 passes together, mental collapse, which worries me immensely for future games. I expect better from Sunderland. Now, that's a bit far, mate. That's a bit far. I do agree with you, Derek. I'm fucking sick as well, mate. I really, really am. Brian is saying, I'm afraid that's what happens when we piss about. Don't put a game in bed. 100%, mate. I really, really agree with that. I'm not pulling up your comment, Spurs fan. You've won 2 games and you think you're fucking title challengers again. Jog on. You must be on drugs, mate. Wait till you lose another few and then be like, Harry Kane, we miss you. John is saying 100% Howe's fault. Never thought I would say that, but maybe he's not the man. Oh, it takes the next level. Oh, Jesus. Now, this is the worry. Some of you might jump on John there. I'm not going to jump on John because it's a safe place for people to give opinions, right? If Eddie keeps having performances like this, these comments are going to come out. They really, really are. All the stuff that he's done, he knows as a football manager, you're only really as current as your last 2 or 3 games. And if the last 2 or 3 games have been honking, it won't just be the media asking questions. Some of the fan base will be asking questions too. So Eddie really needs to sort this out and sharp. I'm a bit concerned about Wilson as well, to be honest with you. He seems to build his identity and being a starter. He's had this kind of run of being an impact sub, hasn't he, mate? But he was poor today. Even when the young defender coming, I thought Wilson would have bullied him. But yeah, not good at all. Outside of that 20 minutes of this game, when Newcastle were on top in every possible way, we were shit. For the other 70 minutes. That's the way that the game has gone, unfortunately. We've got another comment there from Graham. How will never best Klopp be lives in his head rent free? He must be a Liverpool fan, mate. Yeah, well, you didn't play well, mate, to be honest with you. So I wouldn't get too excited, you know. You're probably getting battered off another team in the next few weeks. We're coming there saying Eddie Howe can't do subs. Bruno needs bench. That's a big call. Big call. Another one for Bruno in midfield, exposed our defence. But again, going back to that Louis Miley comment, why is Louis Miley not in the matchday squad? You know, I don't get that. You know, that's a question that Howe's going to have to start answering himself, I think, to be honest with you. What we got here? So it's the hammering of expectation that I can't handle, says George. Yeah, that's just a pure waste, Chris. Yeah, I don't disagree, mate. Yeah, Keng says Lewis Hall straight in. I totally agree with you, mate. Totally agree with you. Lewis Hall goes straight into the team for me. Magic is saying he's so angry, it's not even funny. John again says that Isak was poor. Miggy was poor. Burn just ain't good enough. Don't disagree with any of them comments, really. I thought Isak didn't have much to live off. I think the one ball that found him, obviously, Dick Van Dijk had to hack him down, didn't he? So, in a way, you know, that was the best thing he did. Jan says, name a cat. Some of our I don't know what that is. Some of our players could have not been in the second half. Tonali and Gordon should have stayed on. That's the bit I agree with, 100%. I don't know if you talked about the podcast, mate. He's not on the show, but yeah, I do agree. I know Hall wasn't on the bench that you're saying there in the comment, antagonising because he's not match fit yet, I think. But what we're saying is when he is match fit, he's got to go straight back in for me. But yeah, we're not. I agree with that kind of comment there, dynamics. Yeah, we're not saying Saka. I'm not saying Saka. Some people are just saying he might be under pressure there, but yeah, we're not doing that, mate. We're not in that particular moment yet. Mark's got in the comments there as well about Carragher. Yeah, it was red bias. I did promise George I wouldn't talk about them anymore, but I mean, Jamie Carragher could not hide his blinkers there as well, which was absolutely shocking. Comment there from Psychedelic. We should have put it to bed. Tough loss, onwards and upwards. Yeah, we can't start slagging Howe off. But we can criticise some of the things that he's done. Psychedelic. He cannot just not be totally infallible as a manager. That's a dangerous place to be. That's where this prick young Klopp thinks he is. Nobody's infallible. Eddie Howe made some mistakes today, and you're allowed to say it. It doesn't mean you're a Mackham or you don't support the team if you criticise it. I love Eddie Howe, and he's the best manager we've had since Sir Bobby Robson, but today did not go to plan. The substitutions were bad. The team lineup, possibly the starting lineup, was wrong, and that's questions he's going to have to expect to be fielded. You know, can't all be love and sunshine all the time. If you lose games that you should be winning, then you are going to get questions like that, to be honest with you. What have we got here? So again, we've got another one for pages and pause. Bad subs, worst second half strategy. First time I thought Howe blew it for us. Yeah, I mean, the players have got to take it on as well. The players have got to take it on, you know. But again, Eddie's the man, isn't he? So we expect more, I think. Once the expectation levels raise, you know, we expect to put a team like that at bed, to be honest with you. I'll do a few more comments, guys, before we shoot. So we're just coming on for a bit of a quick one. Yeah, Aidan saying, fuck the stats, not clinical enough where it counts. We're too soft. We certainly looked at today. What we got here? Sorry, it's two comments from Vincent. Sorry, mate, I'll put set one first. He's been called for Mickey to be dropped. Typically knew how I was going to stick with him. I knew he hit the woodwork, but yeah, he has been poor. I agree with you. I would shift Gordon to the right and Barnes to the left against Brighton. That would be my big change that I would make. And I think a lot of the fans would probably be in the same breath as well on that one, mate. Yeah, Reece is saying we didn't put the game at bed where we should have done. 100%. I totally agree with you. But maybe Bruno does need dropped. A couple of comments from Bruno. Yeah, Ian saying Bruno needs to sit on the bench. Pope's a strong one, mate. We haven't really got another keeper, so that's a tough one. But Pope looked a bit uneasy there. I think maybe the red card was in his head a little bit. I think that was a big problem for Nick Pope today. George had enough. He's going to get the bottle, mate. Don't hit it too hard. Drink responsibly, George. Drink responsibly. What we've got comment there from Brian saying that performance, we won't see top four. We were useless. On that performance, we probably won't. Don't you apologise for any comments, Sophia. We love comments. It helps the episodes flow. Don't worry. There was loads of them when I came on, to be honest with you. So it's always great to see, in a way, but not good when it's on the back of that, to be honest with you. Yeah, Mark's just backed us up as well. See, we're on the same wavelength. Maybe me and Mark should play up front together for Newcastle. We might get some more goals. We haven't got the pace of Isak, though, to be fair. Rocky saying, ridiculous. Why take Tonali off when the game opens up? He's stopping Harvey Barnes' supply, or Gordon should have stayed up, by the way. Eddie Howe lost the game. I think a lot of people seem to be saying that, to be honest with you. And that's fine. You can say that in our chat. Don't you worry about it. No one's going to get battered for that whatsoever, for saying those kind of things. What else have we got here? A few more comments, guys, before we shoot off. Yeah, another one from JC. Eddie was the reason that we lost. Don't change it. It's not broken. Wrong substitution is so good. Yeah. Yeah. And I'm with you, Sydney. I hope Howe does learn lessons and owns this one. And I haven't seen what he said post-match, but hopefully he does come out and say that. He seems to be that type of a manager. And I really hope that he does do that. So, yeah, I think it's something that Eddie does have to say. Listen, look, I'm going to pull this up, right? I'm going to pull this up, Yellow Dot. Darwizzy is the goal. If he was the goal, he wouldn't be sitting on the bench, mate, would he? Let's be honest with you, right? Two good finishes, right? But the first one hits off Botman's arse, and the second one, Dan Burn is slower than me running for a McDonald's. So don't get too excited, mate, you know. And your best player might be going to Saudi Arabia, but we'll have him in loan in January. So enjoy that, mate, when you see Mo Salah in a black and white shirt. I'm only winding you, mate. I'm only winding you. I wouldn't congratulate because I hate your manager. Yeah, I'm fuming, Vincent. Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. One from Ash there. Allison makes 2 good saves. 2 for transfer windows. We're going to start wrecking pool. Yeah, absolutely. I do agree with you. I think we're not a million miles away from them. I'm not going to comment on that. You got beat by 10 men. Yeah. Whatever, mate. I think most Newcastle fans are the same wavelength as me, Bonnie Land. Must be shit Liverpool podcast if you're in our chat. Daniel, yeah, Bruno's fault. Time he's done that either. Bruno, I think someone needs to get a hold of him really, and just remind him in games like this we need to be a bit more calm. Again, which I think the shouts for Louis Miley to be on the bench was a good one as well. What we got here looking down. Comment there for Sarah. To be honest, I think Pope had a really bad game. I don't disagree. He missed clearances. He looked shaky. He looked really, really shaky, did Nick Pope. But we haven't got any cover is the problem, Zara. That's the big issue. And again, that's a hole in the squad as well. What have we got here? Comment from Seymour 04. Yeah, we were slow passing around after taking the lead. We should have ran Trent all game. Only did it now and again. Why didn't we cross the ball into the box? So frustrating to watch. I do agree with that, mate. Absolutely. Yeah, another comment there from Ronald. Gordon did not deserve to be subbed. Neither did Tonali. Yeah, I think they were 2 bad decisions. I'd have took Bruno off personally, definitely. And Miggy. They would have been the 2 that I would have hooked off. Yeah, Aidan, I hope we do learn from our mistakes. Fingers crossed we do. This team does seem to do that and bounce back, so we're not writing the lads off. But this is frustrating. Colton saying Howe never learns from his mistake. That's a problem. I think he does. He does, to be fair. As Jay says that Eddie's great, but he's messed up today. I think he will. I think Eddie will front up, and I think he will say, that he did make mistakes there in this game. And we weren't quite ourselves really. So yeah, I thought Joe Linton was decent, to be honest with you, Channel, right? Klopp, who won the game? I'm not sure about that, mate. I mean, you say Klopp won the game by making a substitution, and he maybe spotted a weakness, at the back, that we have no pace. So he put Nunes in there. So, I suppose he is a very good manager. He's got a very good track record. He's just a bit of a knob, I think, which is the problem, which is why I find it hard to praise the guy. I think Joe Linton did a lot of good work, certainly in those 20 minutes. But outside of that, again, like everybody else, he was probably culpable for a couple of things as well. Yeah, I agree with you, Lauder. Yeah, I said earlier on that man of the match was Gordon for me. Yeah, I think Gordon or Tonali is a close second. I think was really good. What DK 35 said, we played fairly well until the subs. I thought Miggy was good. The others don't need control. Miggy was good in parts, DK, but with the parts that mattered, he wasn't good, unfortunately. He really let us down, I think, in the parts that matter. Comment there from Toonman1892. That's the first time I've been angry watching the game under Eddie Howe. I could see what was coming 10 minutes before it did. Way too cautious against 10 men. I think that's the worry, isn't it? It's that where was the aggression? I mean, the first 20 minutes we were absolutely all over them. Absolutely all over them. And we just seem to step off the gas. And that's the bit that worries me a little bit. It really, really does. Comment there from Kev. Love from across the pond. Yeah, thanks for tuning in, Kev. Hate them so much. The fans are absolutely trash. Not all of them. I do know some Liverpool fans who are decent, mate. But yeah, I was really pissed off with that. Got Billy Trey in the comments. Good to see you, Big Billy. What we've got there. We're all on a learning curve here, including Eddie Howe. He knows that today. Yeah, mate. He will learn from it, mate. He will learn from it because he's a good manager. He's a young manager. He's an articulate manager. And, I haven't seen what he said, Billy. I don't know if you have, mate, but he will front up. And I think you will. I think you will come up and say it. I know you're saying Barnes is mile away. There was bits where he looks a bit rusty today, I must admit, Billy. But he's more clinical than Miggy. He's got a better final ball, and he's more of a goal threat. And that's why I want to see him on the left and Gordon on the right. I thought Gordon was electric today. I thought Gordon was sensational today. Out of all the players, he's the one that can leave his head held the highest, and Tonali as well. Maybe the two of them can go to Wetherspoons tonight, have 2 meals for a tenner or something, and a couple of cheap real ales, and talk about the game and talk about where it went wrong. Hopefully, so fantastic lads, them too. I really enjoy watching them play today. They were brilliant, apart from the game being a bit shit as well. I'm just rattling down through the comments, guys, because there's so many here. I'm gonna try and finish up with a couple of last ones here. What we got here? Yeah, I don't know, Chris. Eddie under pressure. I think he's got enough credit in the bank, mate, to not be under pressure, but he does have to be held accountable for this one. I think he has to. Well, I don't know about this. I'm going to comment there from Marco. No, criticising one, not criticising Miggy's okay. Criticising all the players, mate, to be honest with you. I think Bruno was sloppy. I think we were sloppy at the back towards the end. I think we bottled it. I think Pope was ropey. I think Isak was ineffective in the game. Only really Tonali and Gordon, really, for me, stood out as players who were worth talking about. Miggy hit the post twice, which was great, but for a large portion of the game, he was pretty ineffective, really, wearing his slippers, not his football boots. Yeah, Isak was a bit of a ghost today, and you got to put that on Isak too. Maybe he's not getting the ball to him, but it didn't look as good as he should do. Right, 2 more comments, guys, before we go. Let's scroll down here to see who we've got. No Liverpool fans, though. Sorry, Liverpool fans. Yeah, John, what the fuck was Burn doing for the second half? I've asked myself that as well. Certainly when we do What's Going On Monday night, which I think is me and young Dan tuning for at 10 o'clock. So I think that is a question that we need to ask it. And again, if Botman is injured, I pray God he's not. I'm worried about Burn at left back. I really am, to be honest with you. What else have we got here? Bruno had a good game, says Lilypod. Compared to how he played at City, subbing Tonali was crazy. Early days, yeah, the results will come. Yeah, I mean, these were real tough first 4 games. Sensational against Villa. Unlucky against City, naive, I think, at times. Through the game away today that we should have won. Brighton's a big one. At the weekend, they've just got beat, obviously, from West Ham, who are brilliant at the minute. Jesus Christ. Ward Prowse, what a sign he's been. But, I think Brighton's a tough game. If we can get something out of Brighton, we've got a nice little run of fixtures, which maybe we can start getting some more wins back the board and get maybe any of these growing feelings of nervousness out of the way. Kenny's saying Botman injury stopped Lascelles' sale. I don't think Lascelles is good enough to lace Botman's boot at all, mate, to be honest with you. So I hope Botman isn't injured. If he is injured, I'll go buy another player and I'll drive Lascelles to the airport if he wants to go to Turkey, because I just don't think he's good enough at all. Right, 2 more comments, guys, and then we are going to go. Wilson deserves to start, says Thomas. Too much talent on the bench. Yeah, I don't disagree with too much talent on the bench. I'm more a little bit inclined for Barnes starting over Miggy. Wilson might get a chance to start against Brighton because Isak was poor today. I think as centre forwards, if you're poor, you're out next game and another one gets a chance. But he said we all criticise Klopp, but he was brave in his changes. Outcoached any day. Don't disagree. I just think he's a prick, Billy. That's my problem. I think he's a great football manager, but I just hate him as a bloke. I just think he's an absolute dick. Right, okay. One last comment, guys, and we're going to shoot off for the night because I need to go get my tea. So let's have a look here. What else have we got on the comments? Oof, so many comments, guys. Love these comments tonight, honestly. Can't keep up. I'll have to get somebody in to do this now. One last comment there, I think, from Jerry in the Grey. Our lack of depth really showed today. Couldn't agree more. I think Hall coming in is a massive one for the defence. I think we are missing. I still think we're missing 2 or 3 players to really put these games to bed. And unfortunately, we don't have those players. And if we do have them, they're the young players, and for some reason they're not in the squad, as you mentioned about Louis, Miley, everybody. But a great way to finish the show. Yes, if you could all smash a like. We've had loads of you on, upwards to 300 of you live there, which is amazing at the time. Smash a like if you can. Really helps the channel grow. There'll be more content coming tomorrow. I think there's going to be a very special video about my little trip to a certain mural that's been painted in my hometown of Whitley Bay. So definitely check out, especially you guys overseas who have maybe moved from Newcastle over there. And we'll be back with What's Going On tomorrow night at 10 o'clock. I'm sure we'll unpack some more of the stuff that we've been talking about here tonight. Again, let us know in the comments. We always try our best to reply to you as best as we can. Like the video, as we mentioned, and if you can, yeah, please subscribe if you're new to the channel. We'd love to have you on board. Loads more content coming. This is a tough one to take, everybody. Let's lick our wounds. Let's hope the lads come back strong against Brighton at the weekend. Another tough game, but we'll keep supporting that team. We'll call United. Eddie's going to learn from this. I'm sure you'll front up, as the players will. Let's get back in winning ways against Brighton on Saturday, and we'll see you all on Evermore tomorrow, hopefully. See you later, guys. Take it easy.